So I'm going to be talking about a certain situation that happened last night. Uh, I went into the restroom and I looked in the mirror, and I usually talk to myself about what's going on in life, usually without looking in the mirror. And this time I went in there and I was talking to myself, and I was feeling angry about a certain situation that happened. And I was looking in my eyes, you know. Well, I mean, what I could see because I'm blind, and I could feel something trying to enter into me, like like staring. I was staring into my eyes with what I could see through the corners of my eyes, and I was talking about certain things, like a certain situation that happened that made me upset and angry, and how it made me feel. And I felt this really strange presence because it gave me anxiety right away. Like it was trying to give me anxiety. It felt like something was trying to enter into me through my head, what through my left side, and it was such a strange feeling. I said, I don't know what this is, dude, because I was talking about something, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was something demonic or not. And I left because I started getting anxiety. I was like, oh man, look, I'm getting anxiety. I'm about to panic. I don't know what this feeling is, right? So I go walking back in that the same restroom where the mirror was, and it was this weird feeling right there. It was like this really strange, weird feeling, and it was trying to give me the same feeling again. It wasn't anywhere else, so that's why I left the room of the restroom, and I went into the kitchen. I didn't feel it there, but I could still feel like I was trying to calm myself down, or else I felt like I would something would take over. I was like, it's such a really strange anxiety feeling, and I went back in and I could feel that same feeling. It was in that area where that mirror was, because lately I've been talking to myself in that mirror a lot of anger and hate of what other people make me feel, and I was looking in my eyes again, what I could see through my eyes, because I'm blind, and I felt like I wasn't looking at myself. I felt like I wasn't looking at my reflection of myself, of what I could see. I felt like I was looking into something else, like a different person, like an entity almost. And it kept telling me, if you're scared, say his name. If you're scared, just say his name. And I knew who he was referring to. Um, you know, I know who he's referring to. And I wasn't scared. And it felt like this weird feeling again try to enter through the back of my head, through this part of my head. And it felt like it was just there lingering on my side of my body from right here to up here. Like it tried to get into me. I said, no, 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 no. And every time I looked into like one side of my eye, one side of my face, or where my eye was, it felt like I wasn't talking. It felt like I was talking to a different person. And kept saying, if you're scared, say his name. And I was like, I'm not scared or anything. I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not scared of anything. and um, and like a glimpse, I caught it. A glimpse. I caught half of a face. Like I saw like half of a face. It wasn't me. It was like seeing it in my eyes, kind of like in my mind, but not really, but through my eyes. But I wasn't seeing anything here. It was like I could see, because there's a lot of blind spot. There's a lot of blurriness. There's a lot of blurred vision because I've lost my sight. But very plainly, I could see half of a face, and it was all red. It was all red, and the top part and the bottom part was red, but the eye was yellow. The eye was a piercing yellow, but in the middle was black, and it looked like how you turn on the lights and your eyes, um, they don't dilate, but they close together, and you get like a little peephole. That's what it looked like. It looked like black in the middle, yellow as the iris, and like the skin was red, and I was like, oh, whoa. And I said, I said, I'm not scared of anything, but aren't you the one afraid of the name? And I said his name, I said Jesus several times in there. And I could have sworn I saw something dark, something black left. In the corner of my eye, I could see it. It went, and it shot off. And it wasn't a normal shadow. It wasn't a shadow. It didn't look like a shadow. It looked more like a something black, something small and black, something very small and black. Kind of like if you have eye floaters in a way, but it wasn't an eye floater because it drifted off. It went. It kind of looked dark, but in a way you could see it. You could see it, and it moved in a blobbish way. It's a different kind of, like, it had like an outline to it. Like it was dark, and then the outline was like a darkish gray black. It was weird, and didn't scare me at all. I said, "Oh man, dude!" I said, "What the hell was?" But I was feeling angry about my situation, about what was going on, and I went back. I went late in bed, and I said, "Man, something's trying to make me feel weird. Like I'm feeling very not anxious, but I feel weird, like you know." And I felt like if any moment it something could take my life, and I'd end up in hell or something. And I closed my eyes, and I saw this piercing red blob. When I closed my eyes, I saw this piercing red blob, and there was an eye looking back at me, and the eye was black, like it was all red, and you could see a circle. And I'm not throwing up anything. I'm just trying to tell you, it was like this kind of like the circle, and then I saw like an eye, like a slit, like you know how reptiles have that, they have that slit, but the slit was black, and the outer part was red with the red blob, and I was like, what the heck is this, dude? And it was telling me, it was like, if you're scared, say his name. I was like, I'm not scared, because aren't you the one afraid of the name? So I kept saying, I kept saying his name. And I was like, aren't you the one scared of it? And I kept saying it, saying it, saying it, saying it. And all of a sudden, I didn't see it no more. I didn't see it no more when I closed my eyes. And I didn't have the weird feeling. And I just went back to watching TikTok again. And I scrolled and I went to bed. So that's what I experienced. What it was, I don't know. It could have been demonic possession. I don't know. It was just a really strong, intense feeling, right? It's kind of like talking to yourself, because I was talking to myself, but I was talking more of a darker, like I felt like I was growling. I felt like I was talking in a lower tone, angry. And I was like, oh man, dude, so much anger that people put me through really changed me. And I don't know what it is. So I just came on here to just explain what happened. And could have been demonic possession. I don't know. I just know that it felt really weird, dude. Just to see what I saw leave, and what I felt, like it felt like something was trying to enter me through my head, dude, like through right here. And it was such a it wasn't like a dark menacing feeling. It was like a kind of like an anxiety, something trying to enter you into you feeling, like you feel like you're gonna pass out or something. Like if you let it in, you're gonna pass out or something. And for some reason I didn't allow it inside. I didn't allow it in. I didn't allow it in. But when I passed by the same area, when I left the room, and when I left back in that restroom where it happened, I felt it heavy, so heavy right there. It was right there. It was right there where I was standing, and it wasn't anywhere else. It was right there, and I was like, so it was telling me a lot of it wasn't telling me a lot of things. It was just telling me, bad things. It was telling me all the hateful things I was saying, and I didn't like it at all. Do I want it to change? Yeah. But right now, I'm in a different mindset with everything going on in my life. I don't know what's gonna happen, dude. So I was just letting you know. I wanted to get on here and share my experiences, and if anybody went through somewhat of a similar situation as well. Later.